What's up, everybody? You know, I go by Tarot King the Prophet, back with another Crown King Tarot presentation. About to do a general Virgo reading. Obviously, I don't have a title or anything for it yet, but we're going to see. Anyway, I start all my readings out with the card from the Damon Tarot deck. I got two cameras going just so y'all know. The Moonology Oracle deck. And then I come over to the Wildwood Tarot deck, and I have a little deck and I have a big deck. I use the big deck to lay out all the main general energies, main general energy, then also the energy from the past, present, and the future. And then I use the little deck to go around and clarify. And then I come back around with the little deck to get a summary. And then I use the big deck to get a final message from the universe. So, without further ado, Virgos, let's see what I got for you. Mind you, keep in mind I got two cameras going, so I will be looking just back and forth and shit between the cameras. Alright, and excuse the noise in the background. That is the fan that I have going. It's hot than a motherfucker. I know I got on this thick ass sweater, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, so let's see. Let's see what we got from the Damon Tarot deck from Virgo. Malcolm. What does Malcolm have to say to Virgos this fine September month? Malcolm. Focus on budgeting and frugality. Focus on budgeting and frugality. Sound like you need to keep them ends close. You know what I'm saying? Keep that money tight. That's what it sounds like so far. Focus on budgeting, no overspending or whatever this term. I don't want to say this month. I don't want to say this season. I just want to say this term. Alright. Now the Moonology Oracle deck card from Virgo is the full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming, Virgo. The answers you need are coming. Try to move along pretty fast with this. 7, 8, 15, 6. 6 is your number, Virgo. 6 is your number. Oh, no. I looked up full moon in Virgo. It's not your number. I'm sorry. It's not 6. It's full moon in Gemini. 9. 9 is your number, Virgo. It's that 6 upside down. 9. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. This card is a reminder that it's important to speak your truth, but remember that your words have consequences and impact your listener. Right now, you need to guard against indiscretion. The answers you need may well come soon. The issue you're facing could well be one or a few conversations away from being resolved. If you're inquiring, hold on, I forgot I had this in. If you're inquiring, going through all kind of complications. Little phone came unplugged. If you're inquiring about a love situation, a little flirting may be called for. If you're in the middle of an argument, this card comes to you as a reminder of the very old non-Gemini message: least said, soonest mended. It's good to talk, but be careful you aren't causing yourself any issues with your words. Words have enormous power. As metaphysician Florence Scovel Shin put it, your word is your wand. You create magic in your own reality every time you express yourself. That's pretty interesting, because if I go back to this divination card, Malcolm, the first card that I pulled for Virgo, it says focus on budgeting and frugality. Now, when I first read that, the first thing that came to my mind was that when it's talking about budgeting, it might not even be talking about money. You know what I'm saying? It might be choosing your words wisely, because to an extent, to a certain level, you have to budget your words, right? You have, just like you have to watch your money, you have to watch your words sometimes, you know. So we'll see. The answers you need are coming. The attune to the moon, Virgo, is have an important conversation but stay calm. Yeah, that Virgo, have an important conversation but stay calm. The teaching is talk, and more talk as the emotional full moon moves into a communicative sign of Gemini. It's Too easy to say too much. So mind how you go if you pull this card. This card can also indicate an enjoyable social event. Since the full moon in Gemini is a great time for socializing, this card also augurs well for any study you either taking or considering. Have an important conversation, but stay calm, Virgo. Focus on budgeting and frugality. I really feel like it's watch those words. Watch what it is that you have to say. You know, some of y'all Virgos can be pretty sharp with the tongue sometimes. So I'm just saying. Anyway, once again, I have a little deck and I have a big deck. It's the same deck. I can't even pick the card up. It's the same deck, but it's a big deck and a little deck. Use the big deck to lay out the main general energy from the past, present, and the future. Little deck to clarify, little deck to get the summary, and then a big deck to get a final message from the universe. All right, so let's get it cracking. What do we have for Virgo during this Virgo season? That's why I chose to go ahead and do Virgo first, because it is Virgo season. Nearing about 3/4 of the way through it. So we're gonna see. All right. Let's see what this card is that we have for Virgo. It actually kind of just flipped around on its own. It's not the Six of Balls, Six of Arrows. The Six of Arrows, the card of transition and reverse. And to me, that has to do with revisiting something. You know, usually, you know, when you transition, you go from what you know typically into what it is that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like this is coming from out of the dark, coming from what you don't know, going back into what it is that you know, going back into the light, right? That six, it's the word six. It's not the number six. If it was the number six, you flipped it upside down, it would be a 9, correct? Okay. Well, this is the word six. So if you reverse it and keeping it just right side up, 6 is the number of building. It's the number of the cube, seeing things from all sides. You know, cube has 6 faces, and no matter which way you roll the cube, no matter which way you roll the die, it will always face in every direction. It will always see every angle, every point. And once again, the cubes are used for building. You know, but if you reverse it, then it's for maybe tearing down or coming back down to earth or something to that extent. Seeing things from one point of view rather than every angle. You know what I mean? Seeing things from one position, one way. And I'm taking it back to these cards. I usually like to relate everything from the oracle card and from the divination, I might have lost some words. Yeah, the divination card. And just add them all up at the end. But it seemed like it's just like just riding out with everything that we already have going on. You know what I'm saying? Watching your words, seeing things from every angle, you know. But from right here, it seems like you're seeing things from your point of view. And once again, you're going from the dark to the light. You know what I mean? Maybe coming from a situation where you've been lied to, or someone tried to trick you, or something to that extent. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Shuffling the wrong card. How do I grab these cards? So what I do with my big deck? My big deck, DECK. I had trouble a long time ago on YouTube because it put the captions up, and I was saying I have a big deck and a little deck, but deck ain't what it was spelling out. I don't know if y'all laughed, but it was funny to me. All right, so let's go ahead and get the energy from the past, the present, and the future. Not too bad, Virgo, not too bad. From the past, we have the 11 card, the Woodward. The Woodward. This card right here is really about pride. You know what I mean? Enjoying the thrill of the hunt. You see, he has a cat on his head and a cat with him. So you can't say he was hunting cats. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the cat on his head is the memories, you know what I'm saying, that he's bringing with him of his companions or whatever from the past. You see, you got all this orange on here, that desire. You see these trees These trees usually represent family to me, but these trees are bare. You know what I'm saying? So with it being bare trees, it's like like there's no family or whatever involved in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know. You got the birds. Those that don't know, I'm looking through two cameras right now. You got the bird flying over the top. You know what I mean? That's like being watched over, you know, being guided, you know, by the ancestors. You know, for whatever reason, I'm reminded of like vultures or something like that. You know, if you see vultures circling around, you know that's something is dead below. You know what I'm saying? And death and terror symbolizes a new start, a brand new beginning, starting all over again. All right. You have this powerful angel number, the 11. You might look that up and see what it means to you. Usually you take numbers and you break them down, so 11 would be 2, but 11 is an angel number, so that's a number that you would break down, Virgo, and see what that means for you. All right, so once again, it's the enjoying the thrill of the hunt, having desire all over you. See, you got this little glass like he's making a toast. You know what I mean? So it's just like, cheers, just really just enjoying the moment, enjoying the thrill of the hunt. Once again, this is in the past. Right here we have the King of Vessels, the heron bird. The heron bird, right? Okay, so this heron bird is a bird that's thought to be a bird that can see the future, that can see into the future. You see he's in this creek, in this water. Water sometimes is in your emotions, represents your emotions. And you see this bird, he has 1 foot in and he has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You know, so to me, it's just really kind of about being in and out of emotions. And once again, we have this tree again. We have a tree with no branch. I mean, it has branches, but it has no leaves on it. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of feeling like this reading is somewhere around relating to family, possibly, maybe Virgo. I don't know. We will get into it though, but it's a lot of just dry leaves. You know, once again too, you know, autumn is coming up, fall is coming up, fall and winter, and you know what happens in fall and winter time is the leaves fall off the trees. But once again, this other card is in the past, but it could be something about this time last year. You know, this tree is in the present, and it's not quite fall yet. It's summertime, but it's not quite fall. We at the end of summer. Number 12 is the future. We had that 1 and that 2. 1 is about a new beginning. 2 is about choices. You know what I mean? Having choices, making decisions. You see, this character right here, she, and it's a she, but you know these characters are androgynous. You know, they're neither male nor female, or both male and female. If it relates to you, then it relates to you. Okay? But this character right here is discovering some sort of self-identity. You know what I mean? I don't want to say like healing or anything like that, because that's just too much. It's way too much. But you see, she has this mirror and she's not looking into the mirror. She's hiding the mirror at her breast. You know what I mean? So it's like she does not need a mirror to see who it is that she is. Or at the same time, she could just not be looking in the mirror. And you know how it is with people like, oh, you got this to say, this, that to say, this to say, that to say. But you need to look in the mirror. You know what I mean? I don't really feel like that's what it is about her. I think, you know, maybe what it typically usually is that she doesn't need to look in the mirror. She knows exactly who she is. She's finding some sort of self-confidence or something to that extent. And you see she's embracing this moon. I don't know how well y'all can see that. I got this light kind of bright. I don't even know how to dim it. Let me see if I can dim this light side. There we go. Hey. That motherfucker was bright as hell, and this other camera looked like I had on makeup or something. Okay. So, if you can see, it looks like she's holding on to the moon. But if you look closer, you can see that she's not actually holding the moon. She's like pretending to hold the moon. You know what I mean? So she's embracing that in the creativity. And look who's in this picture with her. The heron. Just like this bird, the bird of the future. You saw the bird that represents looking into the future, the bird of intuition, things of that nature. there's a like a boat, like a canoe or whatever, with a dead body in it, and it's just kind of like adrift. You know what I mean? That, to me, that represents keeping dead things at a distance. You know, keeping things that are dead at a distance. And I was saying something at some point about dead things, and I don't even remember where it was. It'll come back to me. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna get some clarification on these cards. So once again, we got the number 11 card in the past, the Woodward, you know, enjoying the thrill of the hunt, the King of Vessels in the present, you know, digging in, being in that in your feelings, being into your intuition, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, seeing the future, you know. But the thing about this bird is that it's kind of looking into the past. You know what I mean? Even in this card, it's still, when I flip it around like this, how it's laying, it's looking into the past. So what is it that is gaining off the past? You know what I mean? I really feel like Virgo is figuring out a situation in this reading. You know, coming from the dark into the light, enjoying the thrill of the hunt, looking into the past. Like, what did I miss? What did I miss in the past? You know, having 1 foot in, 1 foot out of those emotions. You know what I mean? And then just bringing it to this one. And this one right here has a bag, has a satchel around his neck. You know what I mean? And to me, that kind of represents some sort of protection or something like that. You know, so maybe you figured out something from the past to bring some sort of protection, okay, to your way. You know, protecting yourself or something like that from what it is that you've learned in the past, and what your intuition is telling you about the future. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the little deck, get some clarification on the situation, and see where Virgo is going from here. All right. In the past, uno, dos, tres. In the past, we have not seen this card in a grip. The Shaman, the number 1 major arcana card, the Shaman. We have the 17 in reverse, the Pole Star, and then we have the 4 of Bowls, card of celebration. Okay, the Shaman card is usually about a brand new start, a brand new beginning to something, you know. So, and once again, this guy right here, he has this orange on him and everything. You know, he has all his tools right here at the bottom. You know, and this is the Magician. This is the very first person that you meet on your journey. As though in my deck, in regular tarot deck, it's the Fool, but in my deck, it's the Wanderer. You know, the same character. You know, you're going out on this journey. You don't know anything. You know, and you go out and you meet these. You have these 21 stops. You see what I'm saying? And this is the first stop out of the 21. You meet the Shaman. He teaches you about magic, the sleight of hand, so on and so forth. I kind of feel like you have somebody with you. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like this might be into a relationship reading. I believe this is a relationship reading. I believe that you ran into somebody, you know what I mean, and they were the Magician, they were the Shaman. They gave you the sleight of hand. They had you feeling all mystical and shit, especially with the 17, the Pole Star. You know what I mean? This is about coming back from a journey. It's about going to a journey, but it's in reverse. You know what I mean? So it's about coming back from a journey. This is the number 1 card. This is the 17 in reverse. And you got this 1 and this 7 in reverse. You know, and this is about, you know, with that 7 in reverse, it's about that kind of, to an extent, not finding what it is that you want. You know what I mean? Not being grounded, not having your divine, the divine involved in your situation or something like that, something to that extent. What's up, Tiffany? I see you. You know, you won that reading. Card 17. You was the number 17. You that's funny. I see your name right when I see this number 17. That's ironic as hell, because that's the number that you picked. You was the first one. Somebody else picked it too, but you was the first one that picked it. But this card is the Pole Star. This is about being in a fantasy world. You know what I mean? Chasing falling stars, shit like that. But it's in reverse, you know. So you got that 1 again, and that's the start of something. But I think you starting off in a new reality. You know what I'm saying? I think it hasn't really shown yet, but I really feel like something or someone came into your life at this point, Virgo, and for you, it was just like either for you it was about like, all right, no tricks, no games, no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like being kind of sort of at a breaking point, like just being done with bullshit, facing reality. You know what I mean? No longer in the fantasy world. And then you had this Four of Bowls. It's called a celebration. Four brings you back to being grounded. You know, nah. It's five women in this card. You see what I'm saying? Four women have bowls, one doesn't. But the one that does not is enjoying life just as well as the other four that are. You see what I'm saying? You shoot the fifth wheel, but she has the abundance. There's so much abundance right here. It's all just desired right here. You know what I mean? So once again, I think this is definitely about starting some cycle all over again. You know, coming from the beginning, I feel like it's a relationship issue. I feel like somebody came in, you know what I mean, but you face some sort of reality. Somebody came in and you showed them that you had all the tools that you needed. You were the magician, you know, and I don't know, maybe you maybe you played somebody, I don't know. If you look again, once again, here's another tree with no leaves and shit on it, you know. It's funny too, because when I first started reading cards and I was doing Virgo, it was just like I was just choked up, you know what I'm saying? I was coming across things that I didn't want to say about Virgo, because Virgo was kind of mean in this situation, and it kind of seemed like Virgo is really being kind of selfish in this past. You know what I mean? Virgo is all about self and being just really just putting themselves first. You know what I mean? On one note, there's nothing wrong with it, but on another note, I think you the magician. You know, the sleight of hand, pulling tricks. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying tricks like tricking. I'm saying like sort of to an extent, maybe leading somebody on or something like that, leading people on. Maybe to an extent. You know, but it's almost like you being guided to this. It's like you're doing a lot of celebrating, a lot of having fun. You know what I mean? But I think the sad part to this is that you feel in all actuality and reality that there's something that's not meant for you when it comes to a relationship. You know what I mean? Like it's not that you don't feel like you're worthy, it's that you feel like they aren't worthy. You know what I'm saying? It's in an effect of them not being worthy, you feel like it's not meant for you because you keep running across motherfuckers that's not worthy. Coming to the present, you and your emotions about the past, you know what I mean, your intuition, it's almost like it goes kind of back to what it was that I was saying about feeling like they weren't worthy. You have the Six of Vessels in reverse, this card of reunion. You have the Seven of Bowls in reverse, the card of clearance. And you have the Nine of Vessels in reverse, that's the card of creativity. And I do believe, you remember I was saying that you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out of your feelings. You see what I'm saying? I do believe in this situation, this is something that can be reversed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is something that can be, this is just a general reading, y'all. You know what I'm saying? A general reading for Virgo. I see y'all saying do me, do me, do me. I ain't doing the individual ones right now. Maybe later or maybe tomorrow or something. But all these three are in reverse, which means that they're kind of based on perception. They're things that can't be turned around. And this is you right now in the present, Virgo. And you're looking at things based on your perception. This Six of Vessels is a card of reunion. You know what I mean? That it has a lot to do with maybe somebody coming back from the past, but it's in reverse. So it's just like maybe getting, you know what I'm saying, getting rid of that person from the past, and just like, I'm straight, you know what I'm saying? I'm straight on you. You got that 6 in reverse. Once again, it's the word 6. So it goes from seeing everything from everybody's perception and turning around and seeing it from your own perception. You see what I'm saying? Seeing it from all angles, but then seeing it from one angle, okay? Then you have the 7 of Bowls in reverse. This is the card of clearance. This is, you see this fire right here with the right side up? This fire is in the back. You had this tree. You had these trees again. Look. Here goes some more trees. Now, the 17 is pole star. It's got plenty of green, plenty of trees and leaves and shit in it, but it's in reverse. So it's almost like a bare tree again, right? You know, then bam, you got this right here. No leaves. I can't really say it's a reverse thing because if you reverse that one, then it got leaves. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel fucked up for even saying that on the other one because now I want to take it back, but still. And there's green in the picture. There's green in the picture. It's plants, you know what I'm saying, all that shit. So there is some fulfillment there. But right here, this is you taking what it is that you desire from back here and putting it in front. You know, probably typically you the type that take everything it is that you desire and put it to the back, put it in the back burner. But you like, man, fuck that right now. Right now, it's about Virgo. This is definitely about. I don't want to use the word selfishness. I need to work on my vocabulary right now. I don't want to use the word about being selfish, you know what I mean? But you're not giving up shit right now. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where we at with it. Look at this 9 of vessels right here in reverse. Now, typically, right side up. This is about giving your energy, filling all these pots, all these bowls with your energy, taking everything that it is that you have, everything that you have, your blessings, and sharing your blessings. You know what I'm saying? But right here in reverse is like taking it all back, just taking it all back and just filling your one big pot with it. There's one pot that's right there in front of you. You see what I'm saying? It's the card of generosity. And reverse, it's like not being so generous. You got this number 9 in the verse, in reverse. Usually I said the verse because 9 to me represents the universe, right? Okay. So with it being in reverse, it's like the 9. It's like having free will. You know, in the Bible it says you got free will, so on and so forth. I don't believe you always have free will. I think sometimes the divine, which is your ancestors, entities like that, step in. Sometimes I think the all steps in. Sometimes I think the universe steps in, and they either give you your will or impose their own will. You know what I'm saying? Impose their own will, like the Exodus, like the book and the story in the Bible where the Pharaoh and the Israelites were trying to get away from the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh every now and then the Pharaoh would be like, oh, we're just gonna let them go, just leave them alone. They've escaped, and then God would be like, and harden the Pharaoh's heart, and so the Pharaoh would be like, nah, fuck that, go get them. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like one minute he had his will, the next minute he didn't. You know what I mean? And I kind of think that's what this is right here. I think this is you giving your will. You know, the universe is like, hey, do what you do, Virgo. It's on you. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what it is that you're doing. You're doing you. It's something that you brought back. You see what I'm saying? Something in you that you brought back. Maybe you brought back the old you. You see what I'm saying? But there was something in this past that you're following on to. You see what I'm saying? You think that this is what's going to serve you in the future. Okay, you definitely think that this is what's going to serve you in the future, but you at odds with it. You at a crossroads with it. That's why you 1 foot in and 1 foot out in that main general energy. Okay, I think this has a lot to do with coming to some sort of realization. But I said that in the past that you faced the reality. There was something definitely that happened in the past, and it had something to do with some sort of companion, so on and so forth, in the past. Okay. But the future looks like it's about to change up some things, okay? Because you got the 2 of Bowls, the card of decisions. You got the King of Bowls, the Adder, okay? And then you have the 2 of Vessels, okay? That's the card of attraction. So this is why I think that you are at odds. Because right here in this present right now, you had your 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You see what I'm saying? But you are being so selfish right now. What is it that you're being selfish about, though? I want to say everything. I think you just making life all about you. You see what I'm saying? Back in this past, you had everything that all the other people in this picture had, but somebody. You see what I'm saying? I do really believe that this is about somebody. You know, you were equipped in the past to have somebody, but there was something in you. There was some sort of reality or whatever it is that you faced, Virgo, and you were just like, I'm straight finito. I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't want that. I don't want that for me. Maybe you need to get your shit together. Maybe you need to get your life together. I don't know what it was. But in this whole past, through this whole present, you were just like, look, it's about me. You know what I'm saying? But remember this general energy for the future. You see what I'm saying? It's a new beginning, and it's about making choices. You had the beginning right here, and now you have a beginning right here. You had a beginning in the past, now you have a beginning again in the future. And it's about, and you got that number 2, so it's about making choices as well. You see what I'm saying? Um, and then you pull this 2 of bows to highlight this future card, and this 2 of bows is all about choices. It's about decision, having a decision to make. You see how his head is all on fire. He got a staff that he's holding on to. To some instance, I feel like sometimes this might be about more than one person. You see what I'm saying? But then again, at the same time, when I look at this, the King of Bows, the adder card, I feel like this might be, it's a couple different ways to look at this. And I wanted to say that you were up here, and that's you, fuck that, it's you. You up here on this pedestal, you know what I mean? And you're looking down, you see what I'm saying? And this snake that you're looking at is wrapped up in a bunch of other snakes. And I kind of feel like you are in the mood to give somebody an opportunity, even though you know possibly that they might be on some bullshit, they might be on some other shit. You see what I'm saying? They wrapped up with other entities, with other peoples. You see what I'm saying? Remember, right here in this present, you remove somebody out of your past. You know what I mean? You deunited with their ass. That reunited, you deunited with their ass. You got them on up out of there. You see what I'm saying? And you brought something else in. And that's one of the things that made me feel like it's more than one person involved, but at the same time, I feel like you doing you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're really just doing you. And I think you might be kind of playing the field. You know what I'm saying? You might be fucking with a couple different motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Leading somebody on and whatever, you know. But in the future, it's about decision. You see what I'm saying? The last final card for the future is this card of attraction. You see what I'm saying? And it's about forming something with somebody. And I think that you actually make the choice to be with somebody in this future. There's nothing but green right here. It's a heart on fire. You know what I mean? And I think that in this future, somebody makes you fall in love. And look at you. Right here, that's bird again. You know, and once again, the bird has that satchel. And I think that satchel is full of some sort of protection ritual. And you had this dead body floating in the water. And I think you just kind of just letting dead feelings stay over there in their own end. You know, so basically, in conclusion, this is not the summary, but in conclusion to what it is that I'm trying to say at this end is that you are pretending that everything is okay. You know what I mean? You're refusing to look in the mirror, because if you look in the mirror, you're going to see this selfish Virgo, this Virgo that doesn't want anybody or want anything. You see what I'm saying? At some point in time, I think you went from what you knew to what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And that's the general energy for this reading. But you're coming out of what you don't know back into what you know. You know what I mean? And I think the thing that you did not know was this Virgo from the past and this Virgo that's in this present right now. You see what I'm saying? You don't know who you are right here, because it's like you're doing things against your own will. You're doing things that you don't typically normally do. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're playing somebody or anything like that, but you are being selfish. And Virgos aren't really selfish people. Virgos are caring people. They take care of, Virgos raise families. You know what I'm saying? Virgos raise families. They're a great person to raise someone with. They're compatible with Capricorn. They're very compatible with Capricorns. And Capricorn's the provider, the protector, and Virgo would be the nurturer. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Virgos do. Virgos nurture. You know, coming into the present though, I think to an extent you kind of get lonely, and you're risking it all. You're risking it all on this entity, and you know that this entity may be involved with other persons. You know what I'm saying? But you're really tired of being alone. You're tired of being the stickler ass person that's like, y'all ain't shit. I do good all by my goddamn self, and so I'm gonna be good by myself. You know, and that's the way you've been. But here in the present, you're starting to reevaluate that. You moving people away from you, you bringing other things in. It's like you hardening your own heart, you know what I mean? You're being very selfish. Then at some point in time, you make this drastic change, and you're just like, this is not me, this is not what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want something else. And the universe withdrew itself so that you could see these things, so that you could see that this is not what you want. All right, let's go into the summary. Bam, boom, bop. Exactly. So if you go into this past, you got this 9 of stones in reverse. Once again, it's the word 9. It's in reverse. That's the universe withdrawing itself from the situation. Universe is like, oh, that's how you feel. I get it. I get it. I'm not going to bother you right now because I keep throwing love your way. You know what I'm saying? But it keeps fumbling. It keeps fumbling. I don't know if it's your fault. I don't know if it's their fault. But the love keeps fumbling. I'm trying to show you something. I'm trying to teach you something. But for right now, I'm going to back up and I'm going to let you have it your way, Virgo. And what does Virgo do? Virgo goes against the grain. That's the card of tradition, but it's in reverse. You see what I'm saying? So Virgo goes against what Virgo's usually doing, what Virgo's usually on to. And then you come to this present, you got this Ace of Arrows in reverse. You see what I'm saying? Now right here, you got this arrow shooting out, going somewhere, right? But right here in reverse, it's coming back. And it's the word ace. It's not a 1. No matter if it's a 1, if you flip it, it's still a 1, and it still represents the beginning. But it's the word ace, and it's a reverse, and it's the ending of something. You know what I mean? I think you here in this present, even though you're still a bit selfish or whatever, you know, you're bringing something back in. Something's coming back in. You know what I mean? But you still exuding a little selfishness there. You know what I mean? But it's coming to you. It's coming back to reality, and it's time to end certain things. And all these are based on perception. Bam! That's what I almost forgot. Right here in this present, all 3 of these cards is in reverse. You see what I'm saying? So it's based on perception. It's based on the way you see things. You unite with somebody. You bring you bring things in, put it what it is that you desire, bringing it to the front, and being selfish. But damn, bam! You look at it the other way around with those cards right side up, because they're all in reverse, which means they can be switched back right side up. So bam, you reunite with somebody from the past, or reunite with your feelings or something like that. Bam, you remove those hard feelings. You take what it is that you desire, put it back on the back burner, kind of like Virgo does. Virgo puts other things first. You know what I'm saying? And then bam, you the 9 of Vessels, the card of generosity is right side up now. So you're free, you're giving. You see what I'm saying? And in the future, you make this choice to be that giving person. I believe. You see what I'm saying? That's present right now is what definitely was going to predict that future, was going to bring you to where you need to be in the future. And then you have this 4 of Vessels in reverse. Right side up is the card of boredom. You see what I'm saying? Having all this fulfillment, all this shit. You see what I'm saying? And just bored with it. Having something to hold on to, and just bored with it. Just bored of being alone with these things. You know, whatever it is, all this shit that you have built throughout this whole selfish period, all the things that you built, you're just kind of bored with it. So you reverse this, you see what I'm saying? And now you're starting to feel something. Bam, you get that spark. You see what I'm saying? You feel something. And it's about bringing something in. Definitely about bringing something in. Right here in this past and in this present, I think in this past, I do believe it's all about building that abundance. It's about getting yours, you know what I mean? But removing everyone else from your life, removing everyone else from your situations to build your abundance, to get yours. You see what I'm saying? In the present, right now, you're just like kind of evaluating, like, do I really want this? You know what I'm saying? You at a crossroads. Like I said, these cards is all in reverse, so they can be flipped around. They can be flipped around and looked at from a different way. Is the present. If it was the past, then how you look at it affects how you feel now. You know what I'm saying? But right here in the present, how you look at it changes the entire situation. Okay? It doesn't change the perception, it changes the situation. Okay? And in the future, and I think you kind of just make this decision to pull in an entity, pulling in someone, and actually falling in love, possibly, or attracting what it is that you want. It could just be money or some shit like that, but I do think this is a person. I don't want to say that you be playing people and all that shit, but it can be looked at as that way in this past right here. This past and low-key this present too. You just like, man, fuck y'all niggas, fuck y'all females, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever. It's all about Virgo, you know what I'm saying? So to an extent, I feel like it might have been more than one person involved. On another extent, I think it's really just um, you just putting everybody on the back burner and bringing what it is that you want to the front. You know. So yeah, let's get the final message from the universe. When we pull the general energy, we pull it from the bottom. Final message, we pull it from the top. Look at that. So remember this card in the past, right? It was right side up. You see what I'm saying? And with the right side up, it was just like having what it is that you desire. You see what I'm saying? There's 5 ladies in the picture and 4 bows. 4 ladies have a bow and the 1 lady doesn't. But she has everything that all these 4 ladies have. She's dancing on abundance, so on and so forth. In reverse, I think all that it is saying is that you get the same thing that these 4 ladies have. You feel a little iffy about it. You feel a little ungrounded about it. But you still take that plunge. You still take that opportunity and that chance with someone so that you can have what it is that they have. And you're coming out of the dark, going into the light. You see what I'm saying? That makes perfect sense to me now. Going from the unknown to the known. I don't really think it's that. I think it's going from the dark into the light. If you're going to look at it from unknown to the known, I think it's going back from, once again, you're doing things against tradition in the past, against your traditions, against who it is that you are. You see what I'm saying? And you find yourself right here in this future. You know what I mean? And so once again, you go from the dark and go to the light. You go back from who you aren't into who you are. You know what I mean? Makes perfect sense. Okay, so if we go back and we read the divination card, let's see if it has anything to do with this. Focus on budgeting and frugality. Yes, because in this past, you're all about getting yours. You're all about you and yours. In this present, you still about you and yours. It's just really how you looking at things. I think what I was saying right here, you had the decision to flip these cards and change your situation. I kind of feel like that's something that you're doing. I don't think it's like really a choice. You see what I'm saying? And even with this number 9 card, the universe, when you flip it around, you go from doing what it is that you want to do into what the universe has set for you, into you becoming yourself, coming into yourself. I kind of think these cards is on auto flip. And if you heard the whole reading, you know what I'm talking about. Going back to the Moonology Oracle deck, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini, and that's for Virgo. This card is a reminder that it's important to speak your truth, but remember that your words have consequences and impact your listener. Right now, you need to guard against indiscretion. The answers you need may well come soon. The issue you're facing could well be one or a few conversations away from being resolved. If you're inquiring about a love situation, a little flirting may be called for. If you're in the middle of an argument, this card comes to you as a reminder of the old, very non-Gemini message, least said, soonest mended. It's good to talk, but be careful you aren't causing yourself any issues with your words. Words have enormous power. As metaphysician Florence Scovel Shinn put it, your word is your wand. You create magic and your own reality every time you express yourself. And you're tuned to the moon is having an important conversation, but stay calm. And in light of that card, I do believe that this card involves someone from your past. The entity that comes in here in this future is someone that you've already been dealing with. It's not a brand new person. It's somebody that you've already been dealing with, Virgo. You know what I mean? And you're just making a choice here to let this person in. Just that simple. You're making a choice to let that person in. Possibly. It really is all contingent on this present right here, on how you're looking at things. But once again, like I said, there's these cards that's in reverse that can be looked at from either direction. I think they just might be on auto flip. They're on auto flip. Okay. Anyway, that's your card right, your reading right there, Virgo. I thank you for tuning in once again. I go by, when I got these cards in my hand, I go by Tarot King the Prophet. You know what I mean? And this has been another Crown King Tarot presentation. Appreciate you guys' participation. Holla at your boy, and peace, love, blessings, light, all that shit.